Let's get into it.
The way it's depicted in the movie was how it actually happened. And that's what he was talking about on the book. But again,
So-
I was quoting a book, and you're trying to like pin me down on quoting a book.
Let me watch this again and see if I'm doing that.
Stuff too, because that's literally the founder of, or the guy who made Roots said,
What'd
I
you
wanted
say?
a myth for my people to live by.
Yeah.
So they often, but that's what they do, is they
So
embellish.
then you say, but here's what they do.
And I'm not trying to say it wasn't horrible.
I'm not trying to say it wasn't horrible.
Right, but they want to make it like more horrible.
But they want to make it more horrible.
That they can control people.
So that they can control people.
Right, but
Nick
5
Fuentes
minutes,
agrees,
But
by the way.
wait, oh my gosh. 5 minutes before, I say Sowell talks about this in his book. So I'm communicating in the interview that I'm
No.
quoting an author.
You're not being honest.
Like-
you say
Get her. Get her right there. Pin her right there. There we go.
do this to. Okay, so you disavow. Just disavow it then. That's easy. Just say, I don't think slavery was embellished. I mean, that's super easy. That's like a layup. Do you agree? Do you, you know what I mean? It's like, just
I
say you
think
don't think
there- I
slavery
think-
was
I think-
embellished.
I think there are certain facts that you're not allowed to talk about. I don't really want to talk about it today.
But that Roots was what is a myth?
I again, there are certain facts you're not allowed to talk about, and I don't really feel like getting into it today.
Like what, bro?
Thomas
Like what?
Sowell compared Barack Obama to Adolf Hitler. Do you like that analogy? That's the author you're quoting.
She mad as hell.
Do you think that's a fair analogy?
That's
or
a
no?
quite one-sided way to write his whole work, but he wrote like 100 books.
Oh, I'm just asking you, do you agree with that statement? Barack Obama is comparable to Adolf Hitler.
Yes or no? It's literally yes or no. And it's taking her a hot minute to answer that question. So I feel like whatever answer she give is gonna be a lie.
No,
Okay. See, it's not hard. It's not hard. That's awesome. That's easy to do. You also said George Washington was viewed from his slaves like a father. I guess that's part of what the part of the what the myth, I guess, is that not all slave owners were evil. Some were father figures like George Washington. Did you say that?
I don't remember.
I'll pull
I
it
think
up.
like if someone's a great and powerful man in history to the point like they're talking about him hundreds of years later, he didn't have any kids. But
Did he own slaves?
what?
Did he own slaves? George Washington.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, no romance to me. I'm just saying.
No, it's actually interesting. He had a different, like, he inherited his slaves, and it wasn't as simple as he could have just like let them go, because the debt that's incurred on them, like, you can't just release them. And so his slaves actually, like, he had a really good relationship with them, and they considered him like a dad.
What's your source for that?
That was from a Thomas Sowell book.
Thomas Sowell. So he's your guy. Thomas Sowell's the man. Thomas Sowell wrote a column about supporting segregation in public schools. George Washington.
You want me to apologize? Like, you want me to talk about every single one of this man's opinions?
No, I just want
Yeah,
I just want to know what you think. Do you think racism was embellished? I mean, it's so easy. I mean, just say no.
I think okay. There was a time
have to
where I
think?
started to read accounts from actual slaves. So these were
Okay.
like in like and I can't really talk about this. Like, even if I talk about this now, they're gonna clip it. They're gonna say things I didn't say. But it's like I used to read actual slave accounts, and I was surprised how many didn't say bad things about their owners after they were free.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not to say like slavery was a horrible institution, but I can't talk about that fact without getting canceled. I can't say, hey, these slaves had a good relationship with their owners
Because
without
it's
getting
not
canceled.
true. Because it's just not true. It's not true.
Right.
George Washington was not a father figure to his slaves.
Well, if you look up like I think it was Booker T.
47.
Washington.
Let's see. 47 of George Washington's slaves tried to escape. Would you try to escape if you
Okay, well
loved your master?
maybe that one was wrong. I don't know. This was like
Oh, okay.
a little bit.
So Pearl, let's not spew bullshit if you don't know what you're saying is the truth or not. Let's not do that. Sounds smart?
Little bit on a podcast months ago. I don't really remember, but and I said I wasn't sure if it was Washington either in that interview at some point. But
Well, George
the whole
Washington
thing I'm
was.
bringing up is I'm not even allowed to have this conversation without.
What do you mean not
people
allowed?
painting-
that, but I mean, we're giving you the
I mean,
platform
I
right
got months of backlash for this. I'm now like you guys are kind of trying to do a gotcha moment.
No. I didn't know about the
It's
backlash.
like, you know,
I
I'm
promise.
not really.
I didn't know about the backlash. I promise I didn't.
Like, I had months.
I just want to
and
know what you
months,
think.
Like I had months of people like, you know, it's like if I have this conversation, I had months of people calling my employees slaves. Like that's what they call like
that's
what
that's
they-
horrible. Yeah, I disagree. That
Horrible.
sucks.
horrible.
But at the same time,
And like even the guy, and you know this because
Because of what you said during that Nick Fuentes interview. Like, nobody's feeling bad for you at all.
you watched the video of that guy.
mhm.
The reaction you just like you're acting oblivious, so I didn't know that, but you do know that
You
because
know what?
the reaction you just watched was my former co-host who insinuated that my employees were being colonized.
Oh, I didn't
Like,
know that. I
yeah, and
promise.
so
I
that's
just
the
wanted to
clip
get your
from
take.
there.
Well,
So,
people say I
uh,
just wanted to know what your thoughts are on this. That's all.
Yeah, I'm not like my channel isn't about slavery. That's like a
I
fringe
know.
comment.
I want to
Yeah,
know about
so-
you.
But I'm asking like, why are you bringing this up when that's not really what my channel's about?
I
It's
can-
like you're
I can
just
only
picking
ask you
you're
things
picking
about-
out-
This is interesting. I want to ask you about it. But do I can only ask you things in a confined space about your channel?
You can, but you understand how that looks to me. It's like you're just trying to pick out every
Well,
single.
Listen, Pearl, to be
Like-
fair, to be totally fair, you could just say, I don't think slavery was embellished.
Like you. I
Right.
mean, you were
Like,
just
that's
talking
super
about, you
easy.
research- like
That's a layup for most people.
I was quoting a book. That's the crazy part. I was quoting a book.
So, do you
it's like,
agree
I
with his statement, though?
Do I think overall it was embellished? Some
Yes
parts,
or no?
Sure.
There it is. Which part?
Some parts.
No, please tell me which part.
I
Just
think-
tell me.
I think that you can't. I think that certain slaves had good relationships with their owners. Not all, maybe not most, but I think some did.
And that just
And there are accounts of them saying this.
So some slaves had good relationships with their masters. Therefore,
And see-
slavery
and
was
see, this is what
embellished.
you know how this is gonna go for me. Like I don't know why you're doing this. You know I can't have this conversation without them painting it a certain way.
Well, just own it then. Just do it. Just say what you want. You know what I mean?
but-
Just be red pilled about it. Who is they? I don't know who's they. Just your haters or someone?
The left.
The left.
Do they have parentheses around the they? Just wondering.
Like I mean, you even came in like you researched like my family. Like that's weird.
How's that weird? It's all
They're
public.
public
It's stuff
figures.
you talked
Like,
about.
you're researching.
You literally
all the
talked
time.
about it. It's called preparation, which
No,
you
I
clearly
didn't.
done.
I didn't.
Like, you
talk
literally
about if
do
my
no
mom-
preparation
I didn't
and you
talk
talk, like-
about.
Dude.
I didn't talk about if my mom was the president of like the company.
Where did we
You
find
would
that?
Find that on their
I
website.
just looked it up. I said I googled who
Yeah,
are your
but that's
parents, and it popped right up.
Yeah,
Is that
Yeah,
They're
that's not
famous.
weird?
They're relatively famous.
I didn't send a
He has
private
interviews on
investigator.
YouTube. There's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I didn't send a private investigator to your house. I just did a little bit of research.
Public information.
like let me bring facts about your parents. to
Sure.
You,
this
dude,
interview.
you
It's
knew you were
like-
coming to talk to me for weeks.
Could have easily done that.
I
You're
know,
welcome
but I
to.
thought we were talking about the issues, not like my family.
We didn't talk about your
My
family.
family.
I was
yeah,
not-
I mean, you were even implying earlier.
First of all, it is relevant that your mom is the president when you're
No,
talking
but
about.
you didn't know any of the backlash I got.
Well, who cares? You said it. Just own it.
No,
Be red
I'm
pilled.
asking. You didn't know any of the backlash
I didn't.
got.
I didn't know about it.
No idea. Even though you got that from a video that my ex co-host made about me.
Right.
See, like this is dishonest. It's not honest.
But what's the problem? You're getting backlash for something that
no,
you
but,
think.
but I'm
that
saying,
you think.
so you're like,
You
you're
think
not-
that. You brought your parents up when you were talking about hiring people, didn't you?
I said, I think it's a bit.
You talk about your
disingenuous.
parents all the time. You talk about how your dad is rich. You did a tour of his whole barn with the bowling alley and fucking recreational
Did.
stuff in it. Like, why am I not allowed to
But I'm
talk
saying,
about
like you even just said that you knew. Like, because you got that clip from an.
I'm gonna stop the video right here. It's very evident that she's frustrated, but it's like at the same time, this dude is asking you yes or no questions, and you beating around the bush. You trying to tell him, like, kind of getting mad at him because he's bringing up certain topics, or he's not allowed to talk about certain topics. I mean, if you said it, just own it, explain yourself. But no, you made yourself look even worse. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the video right here. You guys like, comment, subscribe, and y'all tell me, in the comments, what do y'all think about this?